Alright guys, so this is going to be a first impression video, not really a review video because I only have about 170 miles on it. So like I said in my other video when I first bought this and did the walk around, that I wasn't going to treat it any different than my YXZ. Which my Yamaha, basically I bought it with 110 miles or something on it. And from day one I held it wide open right till 3,200 miles or 3,400 miles whenever I sold it. This is miles, so convert that to kilometers. It'd be around 5,000, I think. So I tried to ride this like I would a Yamaha, which you can't do to a Polaris or basically probably any belt drive machine. So I made it 22 miles, and I actually did take it kind of easy up to that point. I mean, I guess you're supposed to break the belts in. I never have on any other machine. Maybe because of the horsepower in this, I don't know. 22 miles, I had to change the belt. As soon as I went to rev it up over 7,000 RPM, spun the belt, I could feel it slip. And then I tried to rev it up again, they just got worse and worse, so I had to change the belt. I'll give Polaris credit on one thing. My salesman was gone, so I couldn't deal with him. He was on a week vacation. I did buy a spare belt, so I put that on right away. Seemed to fix the problem. So far, so good. I've about 100 miles since, or 150 miles since then. So I emailed Polaris, they got back to me right away, gave me a voucher for a new belt. They can't send you a new one, you have to get it through a dealer. So they gave me a voucher for a new belt, sent it to my dealer. He had no problem, they were actually shipping me harnesses anyways, or a harness that they forgot. So they shipped me the belt and everything, no issue there. Polaris was very helpful, I explained to him the situation. What I think happened, hopefully, was there some oil or something on the clutches from the production line that didn't get cleaned off, who knows. So now it all seems good. I haven't held it wide open yet. I'm going to my next couple rides to try and see what happens. Hopefully, I don't have any more issues with this belt. I knew this was going to happen buying a belt machine. But I did my research and everybody says, oh, the clutches are good, everything's good. I don't know. Great machines. They build all these horsepower, amazing suspension, handling, everything. And you got a little tiny rubber band. Little tiny rubber band that powers this thing. Why Yamaha will not come out with a long travel turbo, 5-speed or paddle shift, I don't know. I just am boggled by that. So I'm hoping, I'm pretty much for sure after 22 miles having to take this thing apart, where my Yamaha, I didn't have to wrench on that except for changing brakes and oil. This thing, 22 miles, I'm pulling off the clutch cover, changing a belt. Very happy for, especially how much I paid for this thing. So I mean, as of right now, this is my only negative on it, because especially since Polaris did help me out with the new belt. I don't think they'll do this again. I mean, I don't think I'll make 1,000 miles on this belt. Some guys are running 3,000 or 4,000. I don't know what you do different. I figure I'm breaking this in. I have 150 miles on this belt now, and I haven't held it wide open. I'm taking it pretty easy on it, up and down on the throttle like you're supposed to. So my next couple runs, hopefully this is all figured out. So anyways, we're going to get away from the crappy drive system on the belt drive machine, and I'll talk about what I do like about it. So what I'll do is I'll switch the camera around and show you guys the parts I put on. I basically ordered these parts beforehand because I had 4.5 months to wait for the machine. So I know that's nothing to do with Polaris or my dealer. That's no one's fault. It's mainly the government's fault with this COVID crap. So anyways, I'll switch this around and show you the parts and stuff I put on this and talk a little about it. I can't give you a full review, obviously I have no miles on it. So let's switch this. So here it is after 168 miles, I think I just read on it. And what I have put on it. I ordered these lower or door inserts, whatever, very easy to put on. They're plastic from Amazon. A lot cheaper than a factory door. I guess you can get a whole factory full door for this too, from what I've told, which fills in that little gap, which I haven't had any mud or anything come in there. I made my own roof. This is aluminum. I might be producing these and selling them on my website, so check it out, sidebysidevents.com. I'll let you know if I start making these. It's basic, simple. They got all the nice mounts for if you go run carriage bolts. I put a rear view mirror on it, which I like on these. Also has, I don't know if you can see it, it's got the mount on the roll cage for the mirror. I got that on Amazon, the mirror, everything 50 bucks, bolts right on. Super convenient rather than using your clamps to go around the roll bar or something. I also had the harnesses ordered separate because this is a sport, so it came with your normal ones. Highly recommend these, not only just for safety, but I mean they're comfortable, easy to put in. They gave me a really good deal on it because there's no incentives on the machines right now. I did get a 6-month warranty with this machine, but the harnesses they hooked me up, I think it was $200 or $250 for both harnesses. So that was really good. Like I said, these are the retractable ones. They fit, easy to adjust. I really like those harnesses. What else? I did the half windshield, door bags, as you can see there. Those go on really nice. They got little pad for your shoulder. Some lot more storage in there. So those are nice. Accessories. I put this little light bar on. This is just for a little extra light. When I'm riding around the county, I don't want to have my big light bar on top, attracting too much attention. However, I did find the stock lights in this are extremely bright and surprisingly good. The low beams, I mean, not so much, but as soon as you collect the high beams on, they're impressive. I will say that. So hooking everything up, I'm waiting on a light bar. I also have a rear light that I put on, that is an LED light bar I use. So basically all I did was pull this up. You pull, this thing comes right out. You can get in there and it's got that little bus bar, I guess you would call it, in there. And you can go on Amazon, you buy the pigtail things with your 3 bare wires on it. Super easy to install your toggle switches. I only got the one right now. I'll have a few more. You can get your hands in there nice and easy. Everything's very accessible. There's also a post, like a heavy ground post and power post that I use just to ground the light. And then to ground the switch, I just use off the wiring harness you can buy. I've been trying to find those toggles that look like the factory Polaris. I can't really seem to find them anywhere. If anyone knows, just shoot me a response on where I can get those. I'd rather have those than those cheap roller or rocker switches. Other than that, I'm not doing anything to this. I was going to Evo tune it, and I'm definitely not doing that now because I don't think it'll hold the belt on very long with that much horsepower. Because right now I think it's 181. Evo, pretty sure the stage 1, which I wouldn't want to put exhaust, it's too loud for the riding I do. I don't think the belt will hold up on it, in my opinion. I mean, it already isn't holding up. So the good on this, suspension wise, if you guys haven't had a chance to ride one of these and you're considering this, or I guess most guys would be considering a Turbo S or this, or even an XP Turbo, the Pro XP is nothing like the old RZRs. I've been in quite a few, I've rode quite a few. You can't compare this to it. I would be disappointed if I was in the old RZR style. The seats, the handling, everything about this, it feels way more high end than the old RZRs. It doesn't have that. If you guys ride the old XP RZRs or even the Turbo S, you know what I mean about the dive. It's got that roll feeling when you're hitting corners hard or going into a corner with the brakes. This doesn't have that. This thing stays flat and planted. And this isn't even the Ultimate, so I just got the regular shocks. I don't have the Dynamax on this. So yeah, guys, this thing handles good. And I'm not going to get too much into it. This is just a quick first impressions. So, first impressions, belt drive sucks. No questions about it. 22 miles, that change belt. Is what it is. Handling, so far very good. I've been to some trails, some whoops, down some fields, laneways, hit some corners pretty hard. Haven't really jumped it yet. Excellent there. Comfort wise, unbelievably comfortable compared, because even the YZ was comfy. This thing's a little more comfortable, I would say. It's got really nice seats in it. Like I said, these 5-pin harnesses are extremely comfortable. And other than that, I can't really say much about it. I haven't rode it much. So my first impressions are typical belt drive unit, sucks. No idea why they haven't come out with, especially the technologies today, why they are still running a little tiny rubber band to power these machines. Everything about these machines, including Can-Ams, all of them, the horsepower, the suspension, the handling, and they're powering these things with a rubber band. I can't get over this. I get to use them on 4-wheelers and snowmobiles for years, but you're talking a quarter of the machine which a rubber band works. But even on snowmobiles, I blew one out on mine this year. Went right through the belly panel, my 2017 XCR. But I mean, snowmobiles you can't really get away with. You have to use belt drive. I just change my belts usually every 1,000 miles. I can't see this machine going 1,000 miles on this belt. I just can't see it. Because I'm not going to be easy on it from here on out. And who knows, the first time I hold it wide open, I just have that feeling in the back of my head that this belt is going to spin off and I'll be putting the third belt on it in less than 200 miles. So we shall find out. My next video is going to be hopefully a 500-mile review on this. There'll be actually, I'm going to put the video up first of me riding this in the trails. It's going to be going on a 4-day trip. A bunch of us are going, a whole bunch of different machines. That's going to be the next riding video with side-by-sides. My next video up after this is just going to be playing around at my brother's new place there. We were doing some bike jumping in a pond, and they built a new dirt bike jump. So that'll be my next video after this one. And then after that, we'll be doing the trip, and then I'll be doing my 500-mile review on this. And I mean, if I have belt issues with this during the trip, that'll be in that video for sure. Hopefully that doesn't happen, guys. I really hope so. I still have hope for this machine, even though I took it apart after 22 miles. So anyways, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. For everyone that has subscribed, thanks so much. My channel's growing really fast. I'm going to keep giving better content. I'm going to do more reviews, not just on my machines. There's a bunch of new ones in the group coming, and a couple guys are ordering some new ones. So I'll do some reviews and ask them what they think about their machines too. So for everyone new watching this video, please subscribe. It helps me out. My channel's growing extremely fast. To all my subscribers, thanks so much for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. It's building fast. A lot of stuff you're going to see now coming up. It's going to be a lot of side-by-side stuff. And it's going to be mostly Ontario because we can't cross the border. I'd rather ride in the States. Trails are nicer. It's closer. Believe it or not, it's closer for us to cross the border to go north than to go Canada side. Just this trip we got coming up, we're driving about 6 hours. So if we go to Michigan, and I mean, you're there in 2.5, 3 hours and you're riding. We're still driving in a truck for another 3 hours in Ontario. It sucks. So basically all our riding is going to be Ontario for now. As soon as we can cross the border, be getting across the border, doing trips over there. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet. There's lots more coming.